Creating engaging thumbnails is arguably one of the most important aspects when creating a video for the internet, because obviously if nobody's clicking on your video, then nobody's watching your video. And so that is where my super exciting new tool comes into play, FCB's Thumbnail Creator, a tool designed to help you make amazing thumbnails right inside of Final Cut Pro. So to create ourselves a new thumbnail, I'm going to right click on the media that I'm using and we'll select new project. I'll go ahead and leave it at just 4K, that's fine, and we can call it thumbnail. So I can go up and select the add magnetic mask, and let's just go ahead and select me. I'm going to push option and deselect anything that's not me that we don't want to be in the thumbnail, of course. With this selection made, we can go ahead and push done. We can go ahead and select our clip here on the timeline and push option F. That's going to create a freeze frame, and that freeze frame is going to have the magnetic mask baked into it, which is super handy. So from there, we can actually delete all of the other media that we're not working with. So now that this is set up, I'm going to go ahead and color grade my footage so that it works well for my thumbnail. This video is not about color grading, so I'm just going to zip through this super quick, and then we'll get back into the thumbnail creation.
One eternity later.
So I've gone ahead and color graded that still really quickly, and now we can jump into the actual thumbnail creation. So firstly, let's go ahead and start to get this lined up where we want it. I'm going to use the transform tool, and I'll hold shift and click and drag on the bottom here. That way we can scale it up. From there, we can go over to our titles, and you'll see that we have FCB's Thumbnail Creator here, and there are a ton of tools you can use, but that's not all the tools you have access to, because if we jump over here inside of my effects, you can see we also have a whole bunch of effects to work with. So firstly, we need a background. Now, I have a bunch of different options for backgrounds here, but I just want to start with a simple gradient. So let's just drop this gradient background down on the timeline. You'll see that I have super easy controls here with the gradient. And then we can go over to the title inspector and change the colors on this gradient. So let's go ahead and get this to better match my branding. So now that we have that gradient, I want to create some elements on screen that really draw attention to a specific point of the screen. So taking a look over here under the textures, you can see we have all sorts of stuff with spirals and one color rays. But what I want is these attention lines. Let's go ahead and just drop those down on the timeline. And in fact, I'm going to make sure that they are under that still image of me. So now that we've done that, we can go ahead and drag this into position here. Now you might be wondering, okay, we just lost all of the color that I added to the gradient. That's no problem. Let's just jump over to our video inspector and we'll change the blend mode over to overlay. Maybe let's bring down the contrast a little bit, bring down the number of lines. We can adjust the line thickness, maybe a little bit thicker like that is nice. You could even add in waviness. Let's just do it for the fun of it. Why not? And that's looking great. Another thing I want to add to this backdrop is maybe some noise texture. So let's just bring in the noise effect and drag that onto our gradient background. Let's go into the video inspector and we'll change the blend mode on that to overlay. And we can increase the amount. And so I'm really liking the texture that that's bringing into our lines here. I think that looks really nice. Now there's a whole bunch of different options for titles to make it as easy as possible to get your thumbnails up and running. So for example, we could add this popping title here, which I really like. And let's just rename that to be something like Next Level. Drop that down. We could change this over to a different font maybe. Let's go ahead and adjust our line spacing, get these titles a little bit closer. And if you aren't happy with that extension, you can of course change that. So that's looking pretty fun. So that's one option you could do. Let's go ahead and try out some of the other options just for the fun of it. There are these titles with backgrounds. So if we drop this one in here on the timeline, you can see I can just drag this up to the top right. Consider subscribing. So you'll notice that that just matches the width of the text. Again, if I expand that out, that's super cool. We can go into the title settings and we could jump into the color. And right now it's white. Let's go ahead and change that over to blue, but maybe we want it to be a gradient. Let's just add another point there and set that to white. We could go down a little bit further, increase our drop shadow if we wanted to, so it really pops from the background. Let's go ahead and try one last title. Let's do the negative one. I really like how this one looks. It's very fun and zany. And let's change the spacing on that to be a little bit closer. And that's working pretty well. And you know what? There's one last title I want to show, which is the split depth title. And that's actually found over in your effects for a specific reason. So if you've masked out a subject like myself, you can go ahead and drop this on as an effect. And you'll see that wherever I am, it's going to have that outline effect. But anything behind that is actually going to have a full text. So this is just a really fun and simple title that you can use for your videos. I just wanted everything to be as simple and quick and easy to use as possible so that you can make thumbnails super fast, all directly inside of Final Cut Pro. I think the final title we're going to do is this smooth background, and I'll just drag this up to the top right, and we'll just write something like next level. We'll just keep it super simple for this video. And then another effect we could play around with is the extrude effect. Let's go ahead and try that. So I'll drop the extrude effect onto that, and now we can change the placement of this, and it looks like it's kind of got a 3-dimensional pop to it, which is fun. So now that we've got that stuff in place, it's time to start adding the elements that are going to make this whole thumbnail feel next level, right? So let me show you a few of the effects that comes with this particular pack. For one, we can go ahead and actually use a clone stamp tool. It's called the patch tool. And this is great for just removing quick blemishes and stuff on your screen. So I'll apply the patch tool. Let's add a shape mask. This is super important to this. So you'll add in Final Cut Pro's built-in shape mask, and you're just going to select over the shape that you want to remove. So I have a small blemish here on my face, and we'll go ahead and zoom in and get real close to that face there. Sorry, you have to see this. And we'll just adjust that feathering to our liking somewhere in there. So once we're happy with that, I'll push Shift Z to back out, and we can push done. And making sure that patch tool is selected, we can just click and drag, and you'll see we're kind of moving a patch of my face over so that we're covering up that blemish. So this is a great way to quickly fix blemishes directly inside of Final Cut Pro. You don't need to export it out to Photoshop or anything like that. Now that we've got the blemish removed, let's go ahead and add some sharpening so that it really pops. So we'll just add in my sharpener, and I actually want this just on my eyes, but let's increase the amount here. And then I'm going to add a shape mask. And this is what's great about doing this in Final Cut. All these tools are exactly as they would be if you were using this for your videos. So that's kind of handy. You can adjust the sharpening levels on that. But now just my face, my eyes are sharpened. Maybe that's a bit too much. So let's just back it off. And that's looking pretty good. Now that we've done that, I would love to get me to pop off the background. And one way I personally like doing that is with glows. Obviously, this is not to everybody's taste, but this is just what I do. So let's go over here and we'll add in first the inner glow. Now, if you're adding an inner and an outer glow, it's important that you first do the inner before the outer. Otherwise, it creates some goofiness with the glows. So let's add in the inner glow. And you can see that this gives us a really cool effect here. We can adjust the amount here. We can adjust the softness on that. And let's change the gradient colors maybe just to really show this effect off. And there we go. Here it is without and here it is with. So it looks like I'm more integrated into the scene, which is kind of fun. Next, we can go ahead and add an outer glow. So I'll just drop that on there. And you can see this is giving us this super cool outer glow. Something you can do with the outer glow is you can change the style. So right now the glow style is gradient. Let's change it to adaptive. And the adaptive glow is going to take on whatever colors it finds at the edge. So this is great if you have a super bright and colorful image. That's going to make it really pop, which I love. So let's go ahead and apply it to the text here in the top right. I'll just add that to next level. Let's change it over into adaptive glow. And you'll see now that it's taking on that blue color of the actual extruded element. So this is just a fun way to make stuff pop. So now that we've got all of our glows in place, it's time to start adding in some other elements like me holding the actual thumbnail creator tool. So let's go over here to our video inspector. I've already imported this image, so we'll just drop it down here on the timeline. I'm going to push Shift T to get my transform tool, and we'll just scale it down to the size of what we want. And that's looking pretty good right there. Now that we have that, I want my hand to be in front of the actual thumbnail creator tool. So I'm going to push Option and click and drag that still image of me. Then we're going to just search up the built-in draw mask tool that Final Cut Pro has, and we'll just cut around my hand just like so. You could also probably use the magnetic mask, but this is just simpler for right now. Now we can just adjust the feather on that a little bit, and there we go. So now it looks like my hand is actually holding the tool, which is pretty fun. Next, I would love to add in the Final Cut Pro logo in the background. So let's go ahead and do that. I've imported this PNG of Final Cut Pro, and we'll just drop it here in the background. I'm going to push Shift T to get my transform tool. We can rotate that and we could scale it up. But something I want to show really quick is there's also this cool Replicator tool. So to use this, you're going to first need to place whatever item you have into a compound clip if it's not a 16:9 aspect ratio. So we'll do new compound clip and okay. And now let's take our rectangle replicator And you can see that I can adjust this to my liking. So we have a whole bunch of Final Cut Pro logos just chilling here in the background. So that's just kind of a fun tool you can use. I find that helpful in certain situations. But we'll go ahead and leave the Final Cut Pro logo as it is, scale it up here, get it in the background. That's looking pretty good. Maybe let's add in some outer glow to that. Let's change it to adaptive glow mode. And finally, I want to add in some nice glow to really draw attention to the thumbnail creator. So let's go ahead and right-click on it, put it into a compound clip first. That's super important. Then we'll drop in my electric outline. Now, if you've used my free Saber plugin, this is exactly like that, except for instead of being animated, which can take a lot of performance power, this is going to be locked off, which means you're always going to get a consistent result, which can be really nice. So you can just go ahead and drag this around, get the flames kind of shooting off in the way that you want it to. You could adjust your gradient to your liking, maybe change the colors up in a cool way. I'm liking how that's looking. That's pretty fun. So that is looking pretty good. And some other things that we could take a look at is, for example, the Censor Tool. So let's say we don't want people to know exactly what this says. Well, we could just drop in the censor effect, and you'll see it gives me this square so I can very easily blur stuff out. That way people don't know exactly what's being talked about. But if we go ahead and take a look here at the censor effect, we have a ton of options. So we can get rid of this quick mask if you want the whole thing to be blurred or just part of it. That's pretty cool. You can disable the pixelation and instead do crystallize, or you could do the Gaussian blur. You could just fill it. So if you want a censor bar like that, it's totally up to you. So I like how the pixelate looks. We'll go ahead and dive into that one. And then let's jump over into our titles again, and we can start to take a look at some other items to really draw focus and attention to that one aspect. So for example, we could add in a check mark here on the top. Maybe we want people to say, yes, I've got this installed. Or we could go ahead and try this on-off switch. So we could drag this over to the side, scale it up. We could change the state to off. We could get rid of the text if you wanted to. Bunches of options there. I've got arrows. I've got hand-drawn circles, so you can adjust this circle to wrap around whatever image you have. I really designed this with thumbnail creators in mind and all of the stuff I see all over the internet. Chances are I will continue to add more and more to this as I see more trends pop up on the internet. And again, this is not a subscription. You buy it once, you own it forever. The tool I'm going to use specifically for this is the mouse cursor. Let's drop that in and we'll scale it up. And that's just really going to draw attention to this thing that I am holding. And that's honestly looking pretty good. But there's one last tool that I haven't got to show you yet. It's one of the most helpful tools of this, and that is the thumbnail guide. So if we drop the thumbnail guide title on top of everything, you should notice on the edges are rounded, just like how YouTube has it. But you'll also notice this timecode in the bottom right. That is to basically show you exactly how it's going to show up on YouTube. So oftentimes I forget this timecode is in the bottom right. And the problem with that is I will have a title or something that's getting covered up with that timecode. But on top of that, we can go and see the to scale preview. So if you want to see this at scale, how it will look on YouTube, you can change this over to front page and search. And now it's going to shrink it down and you can easily see how this will look on the front page of YouTube. You'll also notice the thumbnail variant. We can change this to front page thumbnail. And on the front page, this timecode is actually quite a bit smaller and there's less rounding on the thumbnail. So again, this is just going to give you a better idea of how it's going to look as the final product on YouTube. So once you have got everything locked in and you are happy with your thumbnail, all you're going to do is go up to the share menu, select save current frame, and we'll just choose the JPEG option to make sure that it's small enough to go on YouTube, although they just announced 50 megabyte thumbnails, so that should no longer be a problem. And we'll just push next, save it to wherever we want. And here it is on our desktop. We can see all of the stuff that we built out directly inside of Final Cut Pro. If you are tired of needing to jump to a whole other app to create your thumbnails, this tool is for you. If you're tired of paying a subscription and you just want super easy graphical elements all inside of Final Cut Pro where your assets are already sitting, this tool is for you. And if you like super great launch discounts, this tool is for you because I have a launch discount going on this week only. Make sure you take advantage of that using the links down below. If you're excited for this tool, maybe consider pressing the like button as it does help me tremendously as a creator. And with that being said, I cannot wait to see you in the next one.